Thanks for listening to the Brian Brawdy Show. It's time to mortal up.
Good night. Welcome to another edition of the Brian Brawdy Show, or as we like to call it around here, Mortal Up with Brian Brawdy. And in case you're wondering, yes, that was Wayne making a cameo. And I don't know if the audio went out, but you actually got to see him cuss as well for the opening of the show. So for those of you tweeting and texting and emailing going, I don't know, we need to see more Wayne. Now, not only did you get to see him, you get to see him cuss. Good evening. I am so fired up to be here. There is so much to talk about today, so many things going on in the world, but I thought we would start tonight's show talking about what's going on in our little world. So I just wanted to give you an idea. Get up in the morning, we have a staff call, get everything together, figure out what it is we're going to do later that evening. And to that end, we talk about the content, then Wayne sets out in his creativity to build a thumbnail so it goes out on Spitter and here on Mug Pamphlet. It goes out to LinkedIn. It goes out, I think, to YouTube. It goes out everywhere. So after we get it up and going, and I should have thought to do it, to pull it in here to actually read it to you. So maybe I'll read it off my phone. But what we did is we also try to put up a post. And that post, which we boost on Facebook to let other people know, right, what it is we're going to be talking about in this evening. Well, you might be wondering why the logo for tonight's show, it got changed mid-morning, but why the logo is, you can't do that, Brian. I want to read you exactly what I put out, and then you tell me if you go, Brian, there, absolutely. Now, let me just say this. All kinds of people will be screaming and hollering a bit, go, well, it's Mark Zuckerberg's little Marky Mark's platform. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah. Oh, the box top, the back of the cigarette package lawyers, go hang out somewhere else, would you please? No one's arguing that he can't do whatever he wants to. I'm simply suggesting that that it's not what we want to see. It's not what we want to talk about. What happens is what they want to talk about. All right, so this was the post we were going to boost. Again, hundreds of likes. So here on social media, people are like, oh, yeah, let's talk about that. That was funny. That was good. Let's do it. All right? So here's the one that Mug Pamphlet decided, oh, no, Brian, simple, Brian, you can't. And Wayne will go and say, oh, well, we're going to protest this. We're going to protest that. Most of the times it's over on YouTube, right? Because they're like, oh, that's copyrighted. That's this, that's that. And Wayne goes, no, in fact, we own the copyright or it isn't. All the rest of that. So we just sick Wayne on him. Wayne goes, and within half an hour, most times, they reverse their decision. But I'm going to say hello to everyone here in the feed on Facebook, and then we're going to jump to Wayne so he can right from the lion's mouth, right from the cat's, right from where it happened. You're going to learn with me why they said we couldn't do it. Let me say good evening to Candace. Hello. She says, Wayne, I couldn't find the polls. Well, the poll is at mortalup.com. Thank you, Candace. Thank you very much. Amy, what's going on? Well, we're excited to have you with us, Amy. Thank you very much. Let me see. Immortal Up, about a third of the page down. Thank you, Wayne. Oh, so where are you, in jail? Oh, there you are. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Who knows where I am from time to time, Candace, I got to tell you. So in any event, we go ahead and Facebook goes, oh, no, we can't have that happening. You can't put that up. And even though all kinds of people liked it, and it was going to be, right, I thought it would have been pretty good. Facebook's like, no. So, Wayne, why don't you tell everyone listening what it was that Facebook, right, and the censors over there, but then we'll get into what's the mentality of a censor. These are people reincarnated. They used to be like Salem witch trial judges or the people calling for burning of the books, right? And then they get these jobs and they sit there with their little stubby thumbs on a keyboard waiting to go, rejected, right? Instead of going out and actually trying to talk to somebody or have a real life, they're sitting there in Menlo Park, is it? Where's Mug Pamphlet headquartered? somewhere out there, sitting there going, can't wait to reject this, can't wait to reject that, can't have freedom of speech. Now, again, before we get to Wayne, all the box top lawyers, everyone that decided, oh, I'll go to law school, I'll just fill out this number on the back of a matchbook. Let me just say, we know the First Amendment only applies to the government. The government can't infringe you. And yes, we know little Marky Mark over at the liberal bastion that is Mug Pamphlet. We know they absolutely have the right to allow anything on their platform. We don't pay to play on their platform, so they can do what they want. That's not what we're talking about. So just get off your high horse or your Shetland pony, whatever you're riding. What we're talking about is that they don't want us to hear what we want to talk about. They want to hear their spin of what's going on. So, Wayne, what did I do wrong? Tell me about this morning's, because apparently I did 2 or 3 things wrong. What were the biggies? Give us the main gist.
Well, the latest is if you even publish a politician's name, a political name,
ooh,
they will not allow you to boost the post.
I thought that was like a week before the election, so you can't say anything about any politician.
Well, the week before the election, it can't be any political ads by groups that do political ads.
Oh, all right.
And they're registered. But
all right.
Anybody else, if there's anything politics mentioned, you can post it on Facebook, but you cannot boost that post.
You cannot boost the post. So they don't want even something obviously, and I think it was the category was under satire. So the poor Onion, the poor Babylon Bee, some of these other satire sites, they must be having a really difficult time because they can't even make fun of anything without getting on Facebook's bad side.
That's pretty much what it boils down to. Unless, they may be able to because they're registered.
Oh, they may be able to because they're the politician. They're the ones. Oh, so that makes perfect sense. Right again, your overlords. It's interesting you should bring that up, Wayne. Let me say this. Did you ever notice how you can't have a sign in your front yard in some places, but if it's a political sign, the law is written to allow the political signs to be up?
Yep.
You can't put up a sign going, hey, free car wash, or hey, lemonade stand, or I don't know, what else? Oh, a garage sale, right? You can't. Big government doesn't live in little minds, or it does live in little minds.
In some areas, you can't even put a house for sale sign out in your yard.
Isn't that amazing? But if you're a politician running for dog catcher, they've cooked the books so that they can have their signs in the front yard. Gotta love it. So, but let me just say this. Miss Putnam, good evening. Nice to see you. Thank you so very much for joining us. Candace, thank you again as well. So here's the scoop. After we were done this morning, I thought, well, let's do a show about censorship. Let's do a show about your beloved artificial intelligence and big tech and everything they want to do to control the message. So to that end, and I thank Wayne, he did a great job on the graphic, didn't he? You can't do that. Put a big no through Facebook with a thumbs down with a Band-Aid on it. There it goes. I love it. So, Wayne, Facebook isn't the only place I get in trouble. As you know, over on YouTube, sometimes on LinkedIn, Twitter, Spitter, all the time. I get in trouble over there. So why don't you show everyone what we're working on in our little counterpunch to Spitter, if you will.
Here it goes.
Here we are.
Oh crap, I think they have caught on.
Ghost Rider, the pattern is full. Oh, so there's the eagle getting ready to swing down and grab little Spitter by the back of the neck. I got to tell you, there you go. I think that would work. Eagle coming in, looking pretty hungry to me as a raptor, and here's little Spitter going, oh no, mayday, mayday, mayday. We're going down. Doesn't look like there's any way to eject there, Spitter bird. You are on your way down. So, Wayne, thank you for that. I love that graphic. And let's do a quick poll. Even though we have a poll at mortalup.com, we'll get to that in a little bit. I think we should have a tab at mortalup.com. Wayne, I think we should have a tab that every time something is censored, every time big social media, big tech, Google, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all these other ones. I saw something the other day. Everyone wants you to join this new get all your work done together app. Somebody sent me a thing. Oh, well, we should all get together on this or that. Then it turns out that the guy decides to big up a big thing about defund the police. So I can't even go there. I don't even know what it's called. But in a Switch, I think maybe Stitch, something like that. But I think we should have a button on mortalup.com. So if everyone goes, oh, you know what? They took that down. They didn't, I can't see that anymore. We should have a button that houses everything that everyone else has said no to. What say you, Wayne?
I agree, and this is what I say.
Oh crap, I think they have caught on.
Oh, crap. I think they have caught on. I love that. He's a little into the artificial intelligence voice. You got to give it to Wayne. You got to forgive him. He likes that. I just like that little bird screaming in terror at the top of its little bird lungs going, uh-oh, somebody knows what's going on. They're on to us.
I couldn't find the right sound.
I think it sounds great. Wah! Reminds me of Rodney Dangerfield. Somebody close an elephant. Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. Well, then, all right. So here's the good thing. So every so often when we're having trouble playing this video, I told you, Wayne, Marky Mark at Mug Pamphlet, he's got a hit list. He's got a hate list. We're not sorry. The video, we're having trouble playing this video. I knew they would get to us, just like Spitter, right?
Yeah.
Just like it, they pulled us down. So this is why I love having this be a radio show. This is why I love the audio portion of it, because it is absolutely outside of everyone's control. And if you look, Wayne is working feverishly to try to figure out why we're not on video now.
You are,
but
on
at
video.
least I'm not here on my feed. Not here on my feed. Oh, so if anyone's watching, if you can see the video, will you just let us know on Facebook? We might be going out to YouTube and some of the other places, but you can also catch the audio, as you probably know if you're listening at mortalup.com. You can catch the audio over there as well. And this will be an opportune time, now that Wayne's trying to figure out what's going on, to address the Mug Pamphlet hit list, right? Guess they don't like being made fun of. So much for the discussion, Wayne, as to what happens if we try to run that ad. So now, Marky Mark and his minions are coming after us. I don't know why it's like, what was it? No, not Alice in Wonderland. The Wizard of Oz. The little minions, the little monkeys flying in. They didn't like it because I made fun of them, little censors. Hey, why don't you go out and try to meet someone? Why don't you go out and have some fun in life? What do you got, Wayne? Pardon me?
We are going out on Facebook.
All right, I got nothing. And I got no one responding to us on Facebook. So Wayne says we're going out on Facebook, so I apologize if you're making any comments. I can't see it, but I got to be honest with you. I love the radio portion of this. The whole video thing it's supposed to be like a fly on the wall. So let's get to it. What we're talking about tonight is censorship. And censorship in that, what if big tech really does want to decide what it is that you believe, what you think, what you read, what you hear, what you see? And how do we know who these censors are? Right? These little minions sitting around, like I said, reincarnated from the ones that used to burn witches or burn books. They don't want you hearing any of that. You have very delicate ears. You have very thin skin. We can't. It's amazing to me, the dummying down of the human derma, the dummying down of just human intellect that these social media companies will do by saying, oh, we can't have them hear this. We can't have them hear that. Oh, we're there. I love this line. Oh, we're there to protect you from your own good. We're doing this so that you'll be okay. Well, thank you so much. LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and Google and YouTube and all the like, right? Shooting myself in the foot, no doubt, as I'm experiencing here on Facebook. Maybe they just cut my feed out. Oh, no, I don't want to hear that. All right, there you go. Yeah, maybe you're right, Wayne. Maybe they haven't caught on to us. So let's talk a little bit about censorship. Don't forget, bottom of the hour, we're going to open up the phone lines when we do that, so you can give us a holler. Let us know if you're here. Henry says, hi, all. Hello, Henry. Nice to see you. Please tell Rita we said howdy as well. For some reason here on just this particular page, I'm having a hard time getting the feed, but Wayne says it's going out, so thank you all so very much for joining us. Let me try this one more time. So we're talking tonight about censorship and what happens when you get to go, wait a minute, I posted on social media, but Is it going out to anyone? Is anyone reading this? Is anyone seeing this? As Wayne says, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to even say this or say you can't mention a politician's name. Are you kidding me? Not even allowed to do that. So what does that mean? What is it that you and I are buying into? And just as important, how gullible do they think we all are? Right? Same mentality that used to burn books. Oh, we can't have people reading that. We can't have people hear the truth. We can't have transparency. You hear all the time, oh, we need transparency. We can't have that happen. Let me say hello to Brian. Brian, thank you so very much for joining us. Nice to see you. We were just talking, B, before you got here, that what's it like for everybody and their brother going, oh, we can't have that go out. We can't have that shown on Facebook or Twitter. Candace says, that means you're doing something right. Well, thank you, Candace, very much. So there we are. Now my feed popped back up. Maybe it was me. Maybe maybe the whole Marky Mark's enemy list for the minions over here. Maybe that's a bit, maybe that's not exactly true.
It's the amnesia.
It's the, well, yeah, well, except I could take pictures of the iPad where it says we're not getting the video signal. So apparently, though, my iPad could have amnesia as well. So what we're talking about this evening is that the AI, social dilemma, everyone's talking about it now over on Netflix. Now, I know there's certain things happening on Netflix what some people aren't crazy about. Some people are a little disappointed and Netflix picks up this or Netflix picks up that. But as it's always been for me, if I don't like it, I don't watch. I have no desire to run Netflix out of town. I just don't watch. Let me say hi to Judy. Judy, thank you so very much for joining us this evening on the Brian Brawdy Show, the Friday night edition. We're talking about censorship, Judy, and we're talking about the social dilemma. Now, apparently this movie on Netflix. Now, admittedly, I haven't seen it yet, but 3 or 4 of my friends have been calling me going, look, we really got to talk about this. This is all from just liberal, way to the other end of the spectrum, the political spectrum. The leftists that have left saying it was too far. Let me put it this way. The leftists who departed is a better word from Facebook and Google and, some of the social media platforms. Big tech, I guess, is the best way that we could call it, Judy. The people that have left going, it turned out to be way too much. It's like Dr. Frankenstein. We have created an absolute monster. And that monster is that the AI running it now wants us at each other's throats. It wants us picking fights. And I guess, according to this, again, from the people that have seen it, what that means very simply is if we stay on the platform mixing it up, if we stay on the platform fighting, if we stay on the platform calling each other names, if we just keep giving it to each other left and right, they figure we're on the platform longer. Now, you might be saying, oh, well, nice of them, right? Taking up a time of my day. Like if you go to the gas station. Do you ever do this, Wayne? You go to the gas station, you go to pump gas, and they go, would you like a pop? Soda, depending upon what part of the country you're in. And I go, no, I'm good. I don't need a pop. Oh, how about a nice juicy hot dog? No thanks. Don't want a hot dog. And you think you're just about ready to hit enter, just about ready to pump gas. Oh, how about a discounted car wash? No, I don't want a car wash. Thank you very much. Can you just give me the damn gas? Oh, yes, before we let you go, would you like to join our frequent buyers club? Will it help me get gas any faster the next time I get here? So, right, they want to keep you. It's like there's a coup staged against you and your time. All they want to do is make sure that they can monopolize your time. And you think, yeah, but why is that? Then you watch The Social Dilemma and you realize because of advertising. Even ads like the one we're making fun of this morning, saying to folks, hey, we want to talk about Club and Baby Seals for delectable sushi and reindeer gazpacho topped off with a case of Eskimo pies, right? So even that I guess we're one of the guilty ones, Wayne, where I'm saying, look, they want to leave you on long enough to be subject to their ads. But that's the whole thing behind the movie, the documentary, I guess, Social Dilemma, is that they leave us on, they want us fighting. The only problem is people take this stuff for real. They take the overlords playing us from all ends of the political spectrum, all ends. They take the overlords playing us against each other because as long as we're fighting each other, we're not fighting them, right? The technorati, the elite of the elite class. It's easier for them to look down their nose and badger us and the like if we're busy fighting other battles, right? It's like a big bait and switch. And that's what happens, is that let me tell you this, a quick story, Wayne. I had a life, if not lifelong, then a friend for 25 years, let's say. And Candace, refrigerator is making a whining noise. Candace, is that your refrigerator or do I have no, I don't have a refrigerator here. It must not be mine. Could be Wayne's. I don't know. Hey, Brian, nice to see you. Looking forward to catching up here before too long. Thank you very much as always. So here's what we're talking about. We're talking about what they do to hold your attention long enough to get to pitch you in an ad, right? To make sure that we're busy fighting each other, that we're busy mixing it up, that we're busy picking tag teams, that we're busy making tries, so that the overlords, they go, yeah, let's just let them mix it up themselves so we don't have to get involved. And here is, I believe, is the reason. The reason being is that we're the ones with all the power. We're the ones that are the true, right? You have the left wing and the right wing. Of course, you have the wing sauce folks. We get that, right? But in the center, in the middle, whether you call them undecideds, just regular folks looking forward to enjoying the day. It's Friday night. They want to go out. They want to mix it up. They want to be able to say Saturday morning, oh, my good Lord, what did I do last night, right? They just want to go out and have some fun. But no, you got to be pulled to the left. You got to be pulled to the right, like driving down the street here, like encroaching the sidewalk on both sides. One's a Biden sign. One's a Trump sign. God love you. If that's who you're going to vote for, if that's your overlord. Let me see this. Candace says $20,000 to $30,000 refrigerator is. You have a refrigerator that's worth 30 grand? God love you, Candace. Going to come have some snacks with you sometime. That'll keep everything you want chilled, I would imagine. So, right, you're driving down the road. Here's a Biden sign. Here's a Trump sign. Everyone wants to go to battle. Everyone wants to go to guns. But here's the thing. If they can distract us, we're easier to water down because we're busy mixing it up left and right. If they distract us, we don't get to rely on the power that is ours alone. Right? The moderates, the people in the middle, the undecided. Wayne, I don't even know if there's any undecideds left anymore. But if there's any undecided folks left, we're the ones with all the power. But they play us like puppets. And then, they're all outraged. They're all offended. They're all triggered when there's battles in the cities and this and that. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even think it's race-oriented. I think it's the controlling overlords against all the rest of us. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care where you're from. As you know, not me, LOL. That was easy one, baby. Oh, I don't have a $30,000. I don't have any dollars worth of refrigerator in the studio, so I don't think it's me either. But thank you, Candace, just for clarifying that. Although I was getting ready to map quest to your place and go, wow, she's got a $30,000 refrigerator. What's the rest of the kitchen look like? Right? So all I'm suggesting is we should start paying attention to the technorati, the elite of the elite, right? And again, I don't think it has anything to do with race. I think it has everything to do with status. Excuse me. Wuhan wheeze, apparently. Let me take a quick sip. Yes, someone will report me now going, well, Brian said if he takes a quick sip. Excuse me. It'll cure. There you go. You can't do that. Boy, don't I know it. It'll cure the Wuhan wheeze. But I think it's the elite of the elite. It doesn't matter what color you are. I think it's the super, 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 super haves wanting to make sure they can protect their haves. They can protect their trinkets and their widgets. And it's all against the rest of us. So I think there's, and I said this to a dear friend the other day. I started telling you about my friend at LinkedIn. 20 some odd years, friends. And because I simply said, systemic, right? Absolute permeates every fabric of America, this racism. I simply question that. She blocked me on LinkedIn. So you get these loons, and I mean loons. People go, oh, Brian, that was a little harsh. No, I mean loons. If you can't defend your point, and that ice cream, oh, I get it now. So that was Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi's refrigerator filled full of that designer ice cream, Candace, I'm getting it, was $20,000 or $30,000. Gotcha. You think she could afford to have the hairdresser come over to her house so she didn't have to go by a spa that was closed and not wear a mask? I'm just saying, if you can afford a refrigerator for that amount, Nance, you ought to be able to have an Uber driver pick up your hairdresser, bring her or him, if you're so inclined, bring her or him over. So in any event, my friend on LinkedIn, gone, done, blocked. I have it happen here on Facebook all the time. Someone will say, oh, you're an ass. And before you can respond, block. Oh, you're a joke, block. Or you're this, or you're that, block. So we've raised an entire generation of these people that think, well, I've got, I have this calling in life, or I have this status in life. So therefore, your opinion doesn't mean a crap to me. So I'll slam you, and then I'll block you. I'll slam you, and I'll block you. And if you and I weren't busy living our lives, we could sit there waiting for them to unblock so that we could unfriend them. But who plays that kind of whack-a-mole? It's unbelievable to me what some folks have let a human mind deteriorate into. And all you got to do, if you start to watch Social Dilemma on Netflix, you'll get a pretty good idea of why they're all panicked. It's like Dr. Frankenstein. They've created this monster now. Maybe they're panicked. Maybe they're like, hey, we created this monster. This is exactly what we want. We want the cities burning. Hey, can anyone use a Ouija board, get a hold of Nero, see if he can come back? Play the fiddle? They want the cities burning. They want all this turmoil. They want all the trouble. They want us all at each other's throats. Maybe that's the way to do it. As Candace says, they need to go back to kindergarten. I couldn't agree more. All right, Wayne, what do you say? We're going to run to the bottom of the hour. We're going to take a really quick, short break. And then when we come back, we're going to open up the phone lines. Don't forget, you can also text us at that same number. But we'll get through that here in just a minute. Wayne, see you on the other side. All right, welcome back. Bottom of the hour. Miss Putnam, thank you so very much. I know, I super appreciate it. Candace, as she said, blockers make me laugh. I can't imagine people on the debate team going, no, that's it. I'm out of here. You're blocked. I'm taking my ball. I'm going home. That's how it is. All right, Wayne, what do you say? Let's go ahead, open the phone lines, and then I want to talk to you a little more about some of the graphics. I love that spitter one, Wayne. I have to tell you, every time you set out to create a new graphic, I love it. Very, very creative. Let me see. Candace says, I got cortisone injections, so I'm in rare form. Oh, good for you. I hope that's good for you, Candace. All right, Wayne, what do you think?
The phone lines are open. Now's your chance to mortal up and give Brian a shout because your opinion deserves to be heard. Dial toll-free 1-833-MORTAL-1. That's 833-MORTAL-1.
All right, and as we say every night at about this time in the show, don't forget the hieroglyphics, 833-667-8251. It's a toll-free call. You can give us a holler, let us know. You can also text us. And I'm in the process of learning. If it's a toll-free number, I think you can text it toll-free. So in case I'm wrong, this would probably be a really good time to insert the data rates may apply. But if you get on your bill, you text the show and you get a bill that says, oh, I was charged a data rate for whatever for this text, just give me a holler, and we'll get you a koozie. We'll get you some other things. Oh, speaking of koozies, Wayne, I know you're working on a bunch of different stuff today. I am about an hour away.
We got a call coming in.
Oh, we got a call. All right, I'm sorry. Well, we'll pick that up after the call. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. All right, Wayne, let me know.
Hi.
There you go. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, who's this?
This is Dana. I'm so happy I got through. You know I had to say hi.
Well, Dana, hello. How are you? Thank you for thank you for continue to try to get in. It's nice to hear your voice as always. Let me also say hi quickly to Lori. Lori, thank you so very much for joining us. Candace says, I want a sign. All right, great. We'll do a sign. Dana, how's everything going in your neck of the woods? If I'm allowed to say neck of the woods still. Or am I culturally appropriating? Am I allowed to say that, or is that cultural appropriation for people that live in the sticks?
You are totally allowed to say that.
Good. How's the G-Man doing?
He is doing well.
Good. Please tell him I said hello.
I was in a class recently, and we were discussing a mental health disorder, schizophrenia, and I am not in my cohort because, most college students are about 20 years younger than me. And I had mentioned, since we have all these issues with pedophilia, why is it trying to be legalized? One of my students was like, that's just a right-wing thing. And I was like, ouch.
Yeah, really?
California was left-leaning, and we know it's Democrat, and they just passed SB 145. Like, my whole class, just like their heads popped.
I will say, Dana, it's always been only because, and this has got to be public knowledge by now. I've been talking about it for years. I had my own version of where I was the victim of slap and tickle with a priest. And it would be years later when he was finally run out of town and arrested for sexual abuse. So it's something near and dear to my heart when they talk about pedophilia. Good evening, Russ. Let me say hello quickly. And I don't want to now that we're kind of like in a rough topic, but Russ, thank you so very much for joining us. We're talking with Dana on the line. And Dana, I'm with you. Like I said, I've got a little bit of a soft spot because I was subject to it when I was little. So when I saw that report coming out of California, I was just stunned. But you know my opinion, Dana, also when it comes to it, I don't think people under the age of 21 should get to vote anyways, right? I think there's just certain things we should let kids be kids. We should through all of it. I think we're trying to make we're asking kids to grow up way too fast. But then towards your point, to your end, the pedophilia, that's just wrong. No matter, it's just wrong no matter how you look at it.
They do this word salad thing, and they stop giving the meaning to the words. They forget what the etymology of a word is, and then they say things that soften the offense and cripple the victim while glorifying the offender. And it's just beyond my comprehension to, let's say what it is, hold these people accountable, and then, try and see if you can add good to it. But, yeah, it's the wording. It's absolutely ridiculous. So it's.
Well, Dana, let me thank you on at least for me and on the behalf of the rest of the people here at the show. I'll say hello quickly to Jean. Jean, thank you for joining us this evening. Candace says it hurts me and it's not moral. Candace, I think everyone here would agree. But Dana, when I get to pop in and see what you're doing, you're always at the forefront. You're always at the tip of the spear. You're always, and I really mean this, you're always cutting edge when it comes to staying on top of the story. And I'd love it. Wayne and I have talked about it. We would love it if you had a recurring segment where you could come on and just catch us up when you talk about the wording, when you talk about, obviously it's a passion of you, the number of the bill in California, these things. We'd love for you to be able to come on, and even if it's, from time to time, whenever you feel like it or whenever you're moved to want to do it, let's get you and Wayne to hook up offline and figure out how we can make that happen, because I love watching what you do on Facebook because there's nothing that escapes you, my friend. You are on top of this story. No matter what, you're on top of the story. So I would love it if you would come and do a segment for us from time to time.
It'd be my honor.
Thank you, my friend, very much. Now, I know you've taken a break from radio because of your school load and your workload and your stand-up comedy load. So there's a lot. Candace says she agrees, Dana. So there you go. You have a radio background as well. So this will be a piece of cake. You're better at it than I am. So for you to do a segment, like I said, let's get you and Wayne to hook up and figure out how we can make that work. What else is going on? Before I let you go, what are some of the other tea leaves that you've been reading, some of the other craziness going on in the world that, we get kind of tied up in our own little thing here every day and we may not know about? What else is new and exciting in the world since last we spoke?
Other than geopolitical, I mean, the president did just do something wonderful with making peace of Kosovo and Serbia. Sure. They've been at it for years. Israel and the UAE, they're peaceful, and Syria's even considering about joining. Biden just got popped for setting up the incoming administration and almost violating the Logan. Well, he violated the Logan Act, and I'm just waiting for people to be accountable. We need leaders. Leaders. Well, it's funny. Leaders. We got a bunch of clowns.
Dana, can I ask you this question? Because when you said that to me, I think President Trump was able to get into office because no one saw it coming. Now, I have friends of mine that go, Bri, the moment he started down the escalator, we were there when you said, there's the next president of the United States. So other than reading the tea leaves in that regard, just other than that, I don't know if we'll ever get another non-career politician because the media and higher education, the techies of the world, they're onto it now. They're onto what happens when you and I and our friends and the people in the middle decide to take the power, right? When we decide that we're tired of being browbeaten by the elites, we're tired of being browbeaten by our overlords, that we have the power to make a difference. I don't know how long it will be. Like I used to say, hey, why doesn't The Rock, right, Dwayne Johnson run for president? I would like, and people go all the time, well, you're just a Trump apologist. Look, I'm not a Trump apologist. I dig the fact that he wasn't a career politician. I dig the fact that, right?
Here's another thing, if I may say. I grew up with Trump in the background. I grew up in New York City. The man is not freaking perfect, okay? I don't put my faith in man. I put my faith in my creator. However, the things he's doing with the trafficking, closing the borders, a lot of people are losing money. You can measure a lot about a man about who his enemies are. And he's always loved his country. We didn't hire him because he was squeaky clean. People have to understand, the people voted him in. Respect your fellow countrymen. You lost. Concede. Step out. Bow down. Don't be a sore loser. We don't. Oh,
come on! You can't spell. You can't spell Hillary Clinton. You can't spell Hillary Clinton without the. Well, there's got to be a letter in there somewhere that's the same between Hillary Clinton and sore loser. I absolutely agree. Dana, let me say hello to an old friend of yours as well, Lee. Lee, thank you so very much for joining us this evening. Sorry I missed your call this afternoon. Day kind of got away from me, but Lee, nice to have you hanging out with us. So, Dana, I didn't mean to interrupt your point, but I think you're absolutely right. You lost. Get out of the way. But my fear is now, given the way everyone is paying attention, I don't think we're going to get another non-career politician, right? They like to call themselves public servants. I don't think we're going to get another non-career politician for a while because everyone's on to the fact that if you give us the power, if you fall asleep at the wheel, we're going to take that power back. And I think that's what's got everybody, all the never-Trumpers or whether Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whatever it is, I think that's what's got them all just flipped, is that it shows the power of middle-of-the-road folks and that we never expected politicians to make a career out of it. Wasn't supposed to be a career choice, I guess, Dana, is what I'm saying. What do you think?
I'm all for term limits. I'm all for term limits. I'm all for auditing all their books. I know a bunch of politicians dumped a bunch of stock when the corona,
Right.
they found out about the corona. I know a bunch of politicians have stocks in tech, all China-based businesses. I think that people are waking up, so hopefully we are the republic. And we need to start holding people accountable and getting those career politicians out and putting term limits on them.
Yeah, you know what? When you talk about public servants, the people that come for the recycling, the people, and they're real public servants, but the politicians aren't them. And I dig the idea of term limits. If it's good enough for the president, why isn't for the office of president, right? The term limits. Why isn't it good enough for everybody else? You shouldn't have people that wanted to make this a professional career. Dana, I'll give you the last word before we go. And then please continue to think about the segment. Excuse me, because I would love for you to come on. And even if it's once a week, have a segment where you tell us whatever it is that you've identified that's going on in the world. And politicians' attempts or corporations' attempts or social media's attempts to water down human wherewithal. Last thoughts, Dana.
I love the Brian Brawdy show. Mortal up and don't be a baffanabla.
Thank you, my friend, very much.
Brian.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Tell the G-Man we said hello, and then please get with Wayne so we can figure out how we can get you that segment. It would be an honor. Thank you, my dear.
I love it. Love you guys. Bye.
All right. Love you too. All right. So again, the phone lines are now open. You can also send us a text. I just got one. Thank you very much. Having the time of my life. Yes, it is Friday night, but there's nowhere else. A neighbor said to me today, will you ever get tired of the different things? When people ask you to do this or they ask you to do that. And I will tell you, Candace, I absolutely agree with you. Very cool, Dana. People say to me all the time, well, do you ever get tired of this or that? Here's the scoop. I'm a very, 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 very simple person, really. If I'm wherever I am, it's because there's no place else on the face of the earth I'd rather be. So if I'm ever at a party or I'm at a restaurant or I'm doing this or I'm doing that, wherever I am, people go, are you happy to be here? Yes. You know how you know I'm happy to be wherever I am? Because if I'm not, you're going to see my butt walking away from whatever the situation is. You're going to see me, right? I don't know. I'm not allowed to say vamonos. I'm not allowed to say adios because, that'll be cultural appropriation. We're just not going to stand for that. We're telling someone. Let me say hello to Bill. Bill, nice to see you, brother. Nice to see your picture pop up. It's been quite a while. I hope everything is well. Don't forget 833-MORTAL and the numeral 1. If you're into the chicken scratch, as I like to call it, 833-667-8251. And yes, I'm loving it. I'm loving that it's Friday night. And the way you can tell is because if I wasn't, Wayne would be putting up a picture going, we're experiencing technical difficulties right now. You think the Eagles pulling down the spitter bird. If I wasn't, sayonara. Thank you so much. Yes, please feel free. I went to a store today and people spoke fluent Russian. So I'm getting them to teach me a couple different sentences, this and that. And people go, it's really nice of you to want to learn some of that other language. Yeah, no, I'm not that nice a guy. I'm just going to learn some of these phrases. So when I say them, people go, well, that's just cultural appropriation. And I can go, yeah, you're damn right it is. You Dorcas. All right, so there we go with that. Don't forget 833-MORTAL 1-833-667-8251. But yes, I'm having the time of my life. Candace, big heart, right back at you. Thank you very much. All right, Wayne, what else have we got going on in the world today? What are we in our closing 14 minutes? Anything new and exciting? Anything that I forgot to mention before we get to Mortal Up? The slider on the left-hand side. When you move it towards 12 o'clock, there we go.
I'm trying to keep up with you.
I love the studio there.
And everything else here.
Yeah, you got it all going on, I'm telling you. What else is going on in the world? What have I forgotten? What am I missing?
Brian, there's so much going on in this crazy world.
I know. It's a great time to be alive, isn't it? Like we said last night, this is just a wild time. Because you know what, Wayne? We're going to come out on top. And they look, we're doing a rope-a-dope. I really believe that. I believe we're letting the people punch themselves out. But the regular folk, right? The middle-of-the-road folk like us, we're going to rally. And when we do, They won't be able to stop us. So that's why I say I think it's an absolutely fantastic time to be alive. Let all the lunatics go, right? That's why I love being the lightning rod for, what did they say in that quote, Wayne, that we got? The lightning rod for liberal lunacy. I like that. So I just think it's a fantastic time. Any update, Wayne? I know I asked you about it before. Any update on the shooter in Compton in Los Angeles? Is there anything new going on in that? Or, I mean, that's all that. I don't think I've heard anymore. We've been pretty busy all day. Anything going on there?
Now, from what I understand, the status is pretty much the same.
The same. Well, hopefully now I think it's up to like $300,000. They've got all kinds of dough out there, and they believe they thought there was a witness. So hopefully they'll be able to kind of circle the wagons and come through with that before too long. All right, what do you say, Wayne? Let's go ahead and take one more call. 833-MORTAL and the numeral 1, 833-667-8251. You can also text us there, and the text comes right through to the studio at all. Let me say hello to the people watching on YouTube. Also, the people, look at this, Wayne. I got some breaking news here. Supreme Court Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, according to what I'm getting across the wire right now. Wayne, if you can go ahead and check on that for me. They're reporting that Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died. So we should look into that very, very quickly before we run to Mortal Up. And boy, that took all my condolences, my sympathies go out to her family. Boy, but that certainly makes it an even crazier time to be alive with everything we've got going on. Now I can confirm the Wall Street Journal, Ruth Bader Ginsburg has gone home. She has passed away. I don't have any more details about it because I'm sitting here in the studio. Wayne, you probably know a little more about it than I do. But before we get to Mortal Up tonight, for those people that are still with us, if you want to kind of click over, Wayne, do you have a news feed up there? What can you add to this?
Yeah, it looks like it just came out about 15 minutes ago.
All right.
And it's on all the wires, all the news. And I'm just reading it real fast right now.
Okay. So probably she had been, I know she had been in and out of the hospital. There are a lot of different, I don't want to say a lot of different ailments, but I know she's had a couple different struggles. So to my thoughts go out to her family. And really, I have a different interpretation of what it means to go home. But my thoughts are most certainly with her family. And wow, Wayne, once you set that aside, boy, this absolutely makes everything going on in the political arena, everything we've got going on now, boy, that's something else you talk about. I don't know much about it. I heard the other day that Mitch McConnell and the folks in the Republican Party are doing everything they can to keep conservative justices being approved, right? And this raises some really interesting questions. Do you hold off till after the election to see who gets in, and then do they make the appointment? Is the appointment made? Danita, nice to see you. Thank you so very much for joining us on the Brian Brawdy Show.
I'm guessing it all depends.
What does it depend on?
On how frustrated Trump wants to make the Democrats.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I don't know does anyone here in the feed know? If you know, give us a text, 833-667-8251, 833-MORTAL, mortal, and the numeral 1. I don't know if there's a time frame. I don't know. I mean, maybe you can turn and burn and do it right away. I don't know what that is. But the breaking news that we've gotten from here, if you're watching in the feed, you probably knew about it before I did here in the studio. Ruth Bader Ginsburg has passed away. All right, Wayne, let's go ahead and go to our Mortal Up minute, and then we'll give you a minute or two to see what else you can glean about Justice Ginsburg. And let's do the Mortal Up, and then we'll come back for a couple minutes before we close. All right, you know what I think about tonight? And we're going to scrap what I had written and what I had thought about earlier in the day. But even though Justice Ginsburg I think she was in her 80s, I believe.
87.
87 years old, God love her. what it shows you is that a function of Mortal Up is to live every moment like it's your last. To live every moment grounded in the particular moment that you're in, right? We're dropped here in the labyrinth of life. The ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, the pivots, the swerves, cul-de-sacs, never a dead end. But the beauty of being immortal, the beauty of being human, is that we get to bring our very best to every situation we find ourselves in. It's our decision in the moment. Are we going to square our shoulders, face whatever fate is, whatever fate's trying to do to derail us? Are we going to square our shoulders and face it, or are we going to cower in the corner and wish it were something different? And the beauty, that's why when we did the Mortal Up logo, the wings of the angel, they're yours. The crown, the tiara, they're yours. The sword, that's your spine. It's yours to pull. It's your ultimate weapon. Now, you're welcome to run around with a brittle brain atop a balsa wood spine. We get that. The world's full of them. But for you, the ability to pull the sword from the stone, your own version of King Arthur, to pull the sword from the stone and say, no, this is the life that I want. And I'm not going to take crap from anybody. I'm not going to be played by a puppet. I'm not going to surrender my ability to stay focused in the moment to any outside force, individual or corporate for that matter. And the beauty of still being here. Now the wire's lightening up on the phone about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. You never know when that's going to be, when it's going to be your name coming across the wire. You never know. I think about it all the time. Believe me, with all the brain surgeries, I think about it all the time. I think every time I get on the highway and you're going down the highway and you see, 251 people have died so far this year. 190 have lost their lives in vehicle accidents in the state, right? All these different numbers. But here's where my mind always goes with that. Every one of those people had the exit in mind that they were going to get off. All right, my exit's 2 miles up the road. My exit's 20 miles up the road. I'll hit the gas station, go get some milk, head back in time to do this or that. Every single person. There was not a person in any of those numbers. This you can be absolutely certain of. When you see a fatality, a recorded fatality in these big jumbotrons on the highways, not one of the people thought to themselves, this is my last quarter mile. Not one. Every single one of them thought there'd be another exit. There'd be another full tank of gas. There'd be another event in their lives. So that's why when it comes to Mortal Up, we live every single moment like this might be the last exit. This might be our last quarter mile. This might be. And people say, I was in a conversation today with a friend and said, that's just so morbid. It's not morbid at all. You don't multitask the moment. You're going to play. My other friend that sent to me today, well, do you ever get tired of doing this or that? Well, if I do, you'll know because I'll walk away. Live every moment like this is the damn moment you've waited your whole life for. Everything that you want went down, goes down in this particular moment. Let me say hello to Dennis. Dennis, hi. Nice to have you join us here on the Brian Brawdy Show. Also, congrats on the new book, Thin Blue Line, new books. And I know that you're writing on one now, so congratulations. Dennis, I also hope to have you very, very shortly as a guest for this very segment, the Mortal Up segment, because Dennis is a big-time author now with everything else he's done in life. But I'd love to have him come on and say, yeah, it wasn't always easy, but I kept drawing the sword. Every day I got up. It wasn't always what I wanted to do, but I kept at it. I kept writing and writing and rewriting and writing. And I don't want to steal his thunder because maybe it comes really easy to him. Just for me to be an author, I'd imagine it was a huge uphill challenge. So I'm looking forward to Dennis being on and saying, hey, look, this is what it took. But here's what I know. I've known Dennis for a lot of years, longer than I've probably known almost anybody else. If Dennis can do it, and I think he'll say the same thing when he's on, if Dennis could do it, you can do it. What makes Dennis special is his grit. What makes Dennis special is that he drew the sword and decided to mortal up. What makes him special? When everyone said, you'll never be an author, you'll never be on Audible, you'll never be on Kindle, you'll never you'll never do any of these other things. With all this other spectacular things he's done in his life, you'll never be able to achieve this, and he did it anyways. That's a function of Mortal Up. And I would say to you, and we'll get ready to wrap with this. Thank you, Dennis, very much. Every one of those people that are reflected in the numbers you see on those signs on the highway thought they had another quarter mile. Every single one of them thought they knew what exit the GPS was telling them to get off. They were busy down the road thinking about, you know what I'm going to do for breakfast? I'm going to hit Biscuitville. You know what? The biscuits at Biscuitville, you get those ones that are like chicken wings with them. And then the biscuits, they're made fresh every morning. I'm told, just melt in your mouth. Right? They were busy planning where they were going to be right before that moment when their passport was invalidated and it was time for them to go home, time for them to go back to the very universe they came from. So what do we take from this? Live every moment like it's your last. And I wish you many, many more years in life. But you and I, we know that when you live every moment, I used to say, magnify the moment. Light a candle as a psalm. Remember all that you are right now. Employ your natural resources right now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Because before too long, my friend, it will be your name. It will be my name. It will be our names that come across the wire to let everybody know that our last moment has come and gone. All right, Wayne, any final thoughts? What have you heard? I see you saying to Candace, picky. Dennis, thank you so very much. Appreciate it, brother. Can't wait to have you on and to get literally your side of the story. Wayne, we get anything else here, or are we going to head to the closing moment?
We're probably going to head to the closing moment. I was just saying picky to Candace because she corrected her words.
Oh, wow, Candace, you don't need, look, Candace, what's a few words between friends? You don't need to correct anything here. All right, everybody, thank you so very much. It's Friday night, so you know what that means. Murph. Friday night, you know what that means? Let's go have some chicken wings. Never mind, I won't even say it. All right, it's Friday night. Have an absolutely blast of the weekend. We've got all kinds of cool things that we'll be putting together for Monday's show. If I don't get a chance to talk to you between now and then, I don't know why I would. I never pick up the phone. But if I don't get a chance to talk to you between now and Monday, have an absolutely fantastic weekend. Remember to mortal up and live every stinking moment like it's your very last, and then you'll be forced to pull the sword from the stone. Those angels' wings in the logo, they'll be yours. That crown, that tiara in the logo, it will be yours. Have an absolutely fantastic weekend. We will see you Monday evening.
Thanks for listening to the Brian Brawdy Show. Until next time, get out there and mortal up.